In 2023, Blue Buffalo paid $32 million to settle a federal lawsuit after admitting their cat food contained the exact byproducts they publicly condemned other brands for using. But grab the wrong treat off the shelf and what you're really feeding your cat is rendered animal waste, artificial dyes restricted across Europe, and antifreeze chemicals disguised as a loving reward. For anyone managing a cat's kidney diet or anyone who switched to a premium brand to protect their pet, these aren't just bad ingredients. They're shortening your cat's life while promising to improve it. Today we're exposing 9 cat treats that failed our investigation, including 2 that charge premium prices for the same risks as budget brands. Stay until the end because we'll reveal the only 2 treats that actually tested clean. Coming in at number 9, we have Temptations Classic Treats. Flip the packet over. Read the fine print your cat never can. Temptations contain artificial colors including yellow 5, red 40, and blue 2. These synthetic dyes serve zero nutritional purpose. They exist to make the treats look appealing to you, the buyer. Your cat doesn't care what color their food is. Cats are partially colorblind. They cannot distinguish red from green. So why are these chemicals there? Because marketing matters more than health. The European Union has required warning labels on products containing these dyes since 2010. Research published in The Lancet linked artificial food colorings to behavioral issues. Yet here in America, these additives remain perfectly legal on every supermarket shelf. Now look at the protein source. Animal Digest. Sounds harmless, maybe even nutritious, but Animal Digest is an industry term for chemically processed animal tissues. It can include beaks, feathers, hooves, and intestines. Whatever remains after the usable meat is removed. This slurry is treated with enzymes and acids to create a flavor enhancer. Your cat is eating rendered waste marketed as gourmet. Mars Pet Care, the billion-dollar corporation behind Temptations, spends millions convincing you these treats are a loving reward. Your cat eats chemicals. Mars eats the profits. For any cat already on kidney medication or a special renal diet, these additives put additional strain on organs already fighting to survive. Temptations could be undoing everything your vet is trying to accomplish. The dyes are restricted in Europe. The protein is mystery slurry. The promise on the package is a lie in purple foil. You just saw what a cheap treat hides behind bright packaging. So surely spending more gets you something safer? Not even close. At number 8, we have Meow Mix Irresistibles. A 2024 consumer safety analysis found that pet food recalls increased 34% over the past 5 years globally. The treats on supermarket shelves today may be on tomorrow's recall list. Meow Mix lands squarely in that risk zone. The primary ingredients are chicken byproduct meal and corn gluten meal. Byproduct meal is industry code for parts of the chicken that cannot be sold for human consumption. Organs, bones, feet, undeveloped eggs. The lack of specificity should trouble every pet owner. You have no idea what quality went into that bag. Corn gluten meal is even worse. Cats are obligate carnivores. Their systems evolved to process meat, not grains. Corn gluten is a cheap filler that provides minimal nutritional value to felines. It exists because it is inexpensive, not because it is healthy. Cheap protein, cheaper filler. Your cat pays the price. Open the bag. If the chemical smell makes you recoil before the cat even looks up, something has gone wrong. Pet owners have reported finding mold in sealed bags of Meow Mix products. Others describe discolored or clumped treats, signs of manufacturing contamination that should never reach a store shelf. For any cat with a sensitive stomach, these grain-heavy fillers trigger inflammation and chronic digestive stress that compounds silently over months. For families handling these treats around young children, salmonella and bacteria transfer through touch alone. Even brief contact can trigger serious illness in anyone with a weakened immune system. A billion-dollar company with contamination problems still sitting on every shelf in America. The FDA knew about these complaints. They also knew about the next brand on our list, and they let both of them slide. Now at number 7, we have Friskies Party Mix. Friskies is owned by Purina, which is owned by Nestle. $90 billion in annual revenue. With those resources, you'd expect premium quality and rigorous safety standards. You'd be wrong. Friskies Party Mix contains propylene glycol. This chemical is used in antifreeze, industrial solvents, and electronic cigarettes. It's added to pet food as a moisture-retaining agent to keep treats soft and chewy. That's its only job. Texture for packaging convenience. Nothing more. Cats are particularly sensitive to propylene glycol. It can damage red blood cells, leading to a condition called Heinz body anemia. Symptoms include lethargy, weakness, loss of appetite, and pale gums. In severe cases, it can be fatal. The ingredient list also includes BHA and BHT, synthetic preservatives linked to cancer in laboratory animal studies. These chemicals extend shelf life and benefit the retailer's bottom line. They do nothing beneficial for your cat. Antifreeze chemicals in cat treats. That's the product Nestle sells you. Consumer complaints describe cats vomiting suddenly after eating just a few treats. Others report persistent skin irritations and excessive scratching that started shortly after introducing Friskies into the routine. When pet owners contacted Purina, many received form letters dismissing their concerns. Corporate boilerplate instead of genuine accountability. $90 billion could fix this overnight. Nestle chooses not to because cheaper ingredients mean wider margins. For any cat owner watching their pet's long-term health or families on tight budgets attracted to the low price, veterinary bills from treating a sick cat will far exceed any savings at the checkout. A lot of people switch to squeezable tube treats thinking they were avoiding everything we just talked about. They weren't. Stick around. Most people never learn how to find treats that are actually safe for their cats. We break it down at the very end of this video. This next one has a loyal fan base that swears by it. What the ingredients show is a different story. Number 6 is Delectables Squeeze Up. Social media is flooded with videos of cats going wild for these tubes. Pet influencers rave about them constantly. The marketing shows happy cats licking directly from the tube, bonding with their owners in moments of pure joy. It looks clean, modern, and healthy. The reality is something else entirely. Delectable Squeeze Up contains carrageenan, a thickening agent derived from seaweed. Sounds natural, even wholesome. But multiple studies have linked carrageenan to gastrointestinal inflammation, intestinal lesions, and tumor growth in animals. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classified degraded carrageenan as a possible human carcinogen. Research shows that stomach acid can convert food-grade carrageenan into the degraded form during digestion. The distinction between safe and dangerous vanishes once it hits the stomach. Your cat's stomach acid is considerably stronger than yours. Then there's the sodium problem. A single tube contains enough sodium to exceed the daily recommended limit for an average house cat. One tube, one treat. An entire day's sodium allowance gone in seconds. For cats with existing kidney disease or heart conditions, this salt bomb can accelerate organ damage dramatically. Veterinary cardiologists have noted a sharp uptick in feline hypertension cases, and diet is a primary suspect. Pet owners report chronic diarrhea after regular consumption. Others describe their cats initially loving the product, then refusing it after weeks, as if their bodies recognized something was wrong before their owners did. One tube, one day's sodium. One betrayed cat. The packaging promises a healthy, lickable treat. The ingredients tell a completely different story. See the pattern? Budget brands hide fillers. Trendy brands hide sodium. So surely the brands promising actual health benefits are different? Don't count on it. Number 5 is one most people trust without question. Greenies feline smartbites. Dental disease affects up to 70% of cats by age 3. So a treat promising cleaner teeth and fresher breath sounds responsible. Even thoughtful. But dental health claims in pet food are largely unregulated in America. The Veterinary Oral Health Council provides a seal of approval for products meeting their standards. Not all Greenies products carry this seal. Many consumers assume the entire brand is dentist approved when only specific formulas have actually been tested and verified. Greenies feline smartbites contain glycerin, natural flavors, and vegetable oil as primary ingredients. Glycerin is a sweetener that contributes to weight gain and blood sugar fluctuations in cats. The term natural flavors is essentially meaningless. It can cover hundreds of different chemical compounds with zero disclosure required. In 2006, Greenies faced intense scrutiny after reports of dogs choking on their dental chews and suffering intestinal blockages requiring emergency surgery. The company reformulated their canine products. Questions remain about whether similar risks exist in the feline line. Cat owners have reported finding smartbites intact in their cat's vomit, suggesting the treats are not being properly digested. Hard, undigested fragments can cause internal abrasions and blockages, especially in older cats with weaker digestive systems. Preventive care that creates new problems. That's the betrayal. For any cat with weight concerns or owners managing feline diabetes, these hidden sugars undermine the exact health goals you're working toward. For families who chose Greenies trusting the dental promise, you may be trading one problem for another. The marketing promises healthier teeth. The reality may cause more harm than the condition it claims to prevent. If this helps you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these exposes. That's 5 brands down. 5 brands you've probably bought this month. It gets worse. Here's where it gets personal. Number 4 is Whisker lickens. Ground yellow corn costs pennies per pound. Chicken breast costs dollars. Guess which one is the first ingredient in Whisker lickens? Corn. The primary component of these treats, even though cats have absolutely no biological need for grains. Their bodies struggle to process carbohydrates efficiently, storing excess as fat and placing continuous strain on the pancreas. Feline diabetes has increased dramatically over the past 2 decades across America. Veterinary endocrinologists point to high carbohydrate diets as a major contributing factor. Approximately 1 in 200 cats now suffers from diabetes. That number climbs every single year. Corn-based treats are the feline equivalent of candy. Zero biological benefit. Open the bag. That smell hits immediately. Not meaty, not appetizing. One reviewer described the smell as stale cooking oil mixed with something vaguely chemical. The treats have a greasy, slightly rancid quality that makes you question what you're handling. Whisker lickens also contain poultry byproduct meal and artificial colors. The word poultry instead of chicken or turkey is a significant red flag. It means the manufacturer sources the cheapest available protein, varying wildly from batch to batch. Some owners report their cats experiencing increased thirst and urination after regular consumption. Those are early warning signs of kidney stress, the same symptoms that prompt vets to run emergency blood work. Your cat cannot tell you something feels wrong. You have to watch for these signals. Corn for pennies, kidney damage for years. That's the trade. For anyone managing a cat's diabetes or families watching for early kidney warning signs, these treats are accelerating the exact conditions you're trying to prevent. What's the worst cat treat you've ever opened? Drop it in the comments below. Think you've been making the smart choice by paying more? Wait until you see what premium really means. Number 3 brings us to Sheba meaty tender sticks. Sheba positions itself as luxury. Elegant packaging, sophisticated branding, television ads showing cats in beautiful homes eating from stylish bowls. The name itself evokes indulgence. You pay more because you believe you're getting more. The ingredient list destroys that illusion. Sheba meaty tender sticks contain meat and animal derivatives. This European-style labeling is intentionally vague. It could mean chicken breast. It could mean hooves, beaks, and intestines. It could mean something entirely different in every batch depending on what raw materials were cheapest that week. There is no way to know what's inside the package. Open it, feel the texture between your fingers. That greasy, slick coating. That faint chemical sweetness in the air that doesn't smell like any meat you'd recognize. Sugar is also listed as an ingredient. Why would cat treats need sugar? Cats cannot taste sweetness. They lack the receptors entirely. This is established feline biology. Sugar is added to improve browning during cooking, making treats look appealing to humans in the pet food aisle. Your cat doesn't benefit from the browning. Only the marketing department does. Premium label, mystery meat. Sugar your cat can't even taste. In 2023, Mars Pet Care faced criticism after consumer groups found discrepancies between labels and actual product contents. Some batches contained higher sodium than advertised. Pet owners report cats becoming addicted to Sheba and refusing all other foods. This selective eating leads to serious nutritional deficiencies. The premium price is an illusion. The ingredients are no different from budget brands. You're paying extra for better packaging and a fancier name. The next brand on this list was caught paying $32 million to settle a federal deception lawsuit, and it's probably in your kitchen right now. At number 2, we have Fancy Feast Savory Cravings. Close your eyes and picture those classic commercials. Elegant cats eating from crystal bowls, white tablecloths, and soft music. A cat that looks like it belongs in a palace. That imagery has defined this brand for generations. People remember and trust this name because it has been on American shelves for decades. That trust may be profoundly misplaced. Fancy Feast. Savory cravings contain meat byproducts, artificial colors, and dangerously high sodium. A single serving contains nearly 20% of a cat's total daily sodium requirement. If you give treats throughout the day, as most loving owners do, that number climbs rapidly toward dangerous levels. Excessive sodium leads to chronic dehydration and enormous strain on the kidneys. Chronic kidney disease affects over 30% of cats over 15. This is not rare. It is the leading cause of death in older American cats. It builds silently over years of accumulated dietary damage. Crystal bowls in the commercial. Kidney failure in the cat. Consumer reports describe an overly salty smell that lingers on fingers after handling. The residue leaves a greasy, chemical coating on your skin. Some cats develop visible irritations around their mouths from high sodium contact. Red, raw patches from constant licking. Fancy Feast is owned by Nestle Purina. Same corporation, same cost-cutting strategies, same marketing over substance. For anyone watching their cat's water intake for kidney signs, or families who've trusted this brand across generations, your cat depends on your judgment. Is Fancy Feast worthy of that trust? Drop a comment if Fancy Feast is sitting in your kitchen right now. Let's see how many of us have been buying this. If a brand backed by a $90 billion corporation can't be trusted, surely the brand that built its entire identity on being different is better. Right? Wrong. And at number 1, Blue Buffalo Wilderness Cat Treats. This is the most controversial entry on our list because Blue Buffalo built everything on being fundamentally different. Their advertising directly attacks other brands for using byproducts and fillers. They position themselves as the ethical choice. Wolves on the labels, mountains in the background, pure, unspoiled nature. Premium prices based on a promise of integrity. The betrayal cuts deepest because they asked you to trust them. In 2016, Blue Buffalo paid $32 million after admitting their food contained poultry byproduct meal, the exact ingredient they publicly condemned others for using. They lied for years, while charging premium prices. In 2017, they recalled 15,000 cases of cat food for bone fragment choking hazards. That same year, more recalls for elevated beef thyroid hormone contamination. In 2023, products recalled again over salmonella. Salmonella in premium cat treats, bought by people who chose this brand specifically to avoid these problems. This is not one mistake. This is a pattern. 32 million in settlements. Still on the shelf. Blue Buffalo treats still contain tapioca starch and flaxseed, both difficult for cats to digest. They also contain natural smoke flavor, which can include carcinogenic compounds. Pet owners report vomiting, foreign objects, and persistent digestive issues. One owner found contents covered in fine gray dust. Another found what appeared to be plastic shards. For anyone who stretched a tight budget to afford this brand, or families who sacrificed to buy what they thought was safer, they repaid your trust with deception. If a company lies about ingredients, nothing else on the label can be trusted. Ever noticed how these brands keep recalling products but never face real consequences? They pay fines, issue apologies, and go right back to business. Let me know your thoughts below. 9 brands exposed, but don't give up on treating your cat entirely. 2 brands prove it's still possible to do this right. Vital Essentials. Freeze-dried cat treats are single ingredient, pure protein like chicken, rabbit, or minnows with absolutely nothing added. No preservatives, no artificial colors, no byproducts, grains, fillers, sugar, or excessive sodium. The freeze-drying process preserves nutrients without chemicals. It removes moisture while keeping protein structures intact. Physics instead of chemistry. Open the bag and smell actual food, not rancid oil, not chemical residue. Real protein. They source from facilities with strict safety protocols and conduct regular third-party testing. Published results. What you see on the label is exactly what your cat eats. Nothing hidden, nothing to decode. Transparency. The major brands refuse to match. Your cat gets pure nutrition aligned with their carnivore biology. The second safe pick is Pure Bites freeze-dried cat treats. Their chicken breast variety contains one ingredient, chicken breast. Their shrimp variety contains one ingredient, shrimp. Their salmon variety contains one ingredient, salmon. This is how cat treats should be made. This is what honesty looks like in the pet food industry. Pure Bites has an impeccable safety record with no major recalls, a stark contrast to every brand we covered today. The treats are lightweight and easy to portion. You can break them into smaller pieces without tools or struggle. Resealable bags maintain freshness without preservatives. No chemicals needed when the moisture is already removed. For cats with food sensitivities or allergies, single-ingredient treats eliminate the guesswork entirely. If your cat reacts badly, you know immediately which ingredient caused it. Both brands prove that better products are possible. Trust earned through actions, not advertising. Not all cat treats are created equal. Now you know what to avoid. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.